All right, boys, so I was in a relationship for quite some time, and those table manners we used when we first started dating have gone out the window. Now, if you're anything like me, you wake up, go to take a piss, and let out that classic Louis Armstrong trumpet fart for 3 seconds. The thing is, I'm about to stay overnight in a hotel with a woman I've been seeing and don't want her to hear this just yet. What's a go-to move to do this with discretion? Go outside? What do I even say why I'm going outside? Help me. Story 1. That's easy. You pull one cheek way to the side, stretching your anus. That will usually allow for silent exhaust. Perhaps it's an acquired skill, but the basic technique is to create slight pressure and stretch until, under the same pressure, the gases are expelled. Once you achieve stealth flow, you can vary the pressure depending on urgency. Take care not to lose pressure and interrupt the gas flow, or you risk an explosive and thus audible continuation. Any questions? Story 2. Haha. This one time I went into the bathroom and knew I had explosive diarrhea. I told her, put on some music, and please set it to maximum volume. She understood instantly. Then it was her turn, and I did the same. We're adults, it's fine. Story 3, you could be like my husband and just do it. We were on our first date, and he farted while walking to the truck and asked me if I stepped on a frog. I laughed so hard I couldn't think of anything but how it did sound like a frog. Story 4. Recently, the woman I have been dating for 4 months let slip that I fart in my sleep. The first night she slept over, I apparently farted a symphony. She said not to be embarrassed. Story 5. Oh my God. My new boyfriend left on Saturday, and the first thing I did when I closed the door was say, "Thank God," and let out a fart that would have impressed him at some point in the future. Story 6. Go grab coffee. No, not the hotel coffee. Love, that's rubbish. I'll go get the good stuff. Or, rubbish. I left my toothbrush in the car. Or get the shower running, ready for a morning wash while she's watching TV. Story 7. You need to stand up and say, "Excuse me while I refresh myself." Walk over to the window, open it up, drop your trousers, climb up to the window, pointing your backside outside, being careful not to let your groin touch any part of the cold glass. Otherwise, you might get a fright and fall out the window, then let one rip. Happy farting, my brother. Story 8. As a woman with irritable bowel syndrome, a guy who is willing to fart around me is a massive green flag. It makes me feel less bad if, or when I get a flare-up and just need to get it out myself. Story 9. Tell her to pull your finger. When she pulls it, tell her you love her. She will be charmed. Tell her to pull your finger again. Pass gas. She will be delighted. Story 10. Sounds like you are in a new relationship. If you really care, just say you are going for a quick walk to check out the fitness room, pool, meeting space, or whatever. There is a public restroom off the lobby of most hotels. That's where you take care of serious restroom needs. Minimize foods you know make you gassy or just fart in the room bathroom and see what happens. They fart too. Story 11. Even worse, what do you do when you are walking together outside and instinctively know it will not be a quiet one? It sounds weird to ask her to go ahead while you are in the middle of nothing in particular. Story 12. After a night of drinking, instead of taking a disruptive beer-related restroom break at the place we were staying, I decided to find a gas station and return with a sports drink. I almost lost control while searching for one, though. It was close. Story 13. I just look my girlfriend dead in the eye when I fart, but do put some distance between us. Me, steps 3 meters away. Her, what are you doing? Me, stare her dead in the eye and fart. Her, dude, full eye contact? Then she starts laughing her ass off. Story 14. One leg behind the ear, the other to stand on, then push for maximum vocal capacity possible. Then tell her she's nasty for passing gas in front of you. Duh. Story 15. Put a folded towel on the toilet seat and fart into it. It will at least muffle the sound. Also, turn the faucet on so the water helps cover the noise. Story 16. Get yourself a stealth insert that allows for continuous gas exchange. Flatulence is composed of oxygen, carbon dioxide, hydrogen, and methane, which are odorless, but it also contains hydrogen sulfide, which smells like rotten eggs. With continuous venting, there is no accumulation of gases to cause flatulence. Ensure that you remove the insert before a bowel movement or anal sex play. Story 17. Never been in a hotel room with a female member of the nobility before. If I ever had been, I'd probably just let her rip like I was alone. Hence why I've never been. Story 18. Just put a wad of toilet paper on the butthole, and the fart will come out like a simple, demure FFFFFT. If she can hear that from a room over, that's her fault and a superpower. Story 19. My boyfriend, whom I've known for a few years now, farts a lot. He likes to make his farts sound louder, or he says win jitsu and farts super loud while lifting a leg. Once he forced out a fart and had an accident in front of me. But every time he needs to fart, he makes it known. He's never tried to be sneaky about it. Story 20. Damn, you are so considerate. My man just does it whenever and wherever. He eats and drinks so much protein, I don't think he could do it any other way. Story 21. Turn on the television and go to the bathroom. Maybe turn on the shower. My last girlfriend farted as soon as we woke up in the morning the first time we stayed in a hotel. I laughed so hard. Story 22. Just nip to the bathroom and fart. She'll either find it funny as hell, like me, or she'll thank you for dispelling excess gas in the toilet. Whatever you do, do not push her head under the covers in bed and hold her there as you fart in her face, unless of course you plan on being single again. Story 23. Establish the frame early. Place your hands on her shoulders, look her directly in the eye, and let it rip. If she makes even a subtle facial expression, say "th." Story 24. Farts and poops go in the hotel lobby when sharing a room with a lady. Bathrooms in hotels are usually way too close to the bed. You can say you need to pick something up from the hotel shop, or just say, be back in a minute, or simply, I need to use the restroom and I don't want to offend you with a stench, so I'm going to run downstairs. She'll appreciate the thought. Story 25. Just go to the bathroom and fart. Say excuse me and move on. Everyone farts. Are you going to freak out the first time she does? Just be chill about it and never make a big deal when she does. Story 26. Can you not make yourself fart quietly? Just close the bathroom door and fart quietly. If you can't, then turn on the fan, maybe turn on running water. If all else fails, take a shower and fart in there. Story 27. Bend over as if you are about to touch your toes and let it out. Do not actually do it. It does not work every time. Could also sound as if you just loudly blew air out of your behind. Story 28. Take command of the situation and be assertive. Gently but firmly grasp her head on both sides like you're going in for a passionate kiss. Look intently into her eyes close up and express your feelings. She may leave you in disgust, but there's also a small chance she'll laugh. It's a gamble, but imagine the payout if you beat the odds. A keeper for life. The downside is you'll have set a precedent for her also breaking the barrier. Story 29. Farting is human. Everyone farts. If people think you're bad for doing it, they are basically looking at themselves in the mirror. They hate themselves for farting. Story 30. Just let her rip. I've always used farting in front of a woman as a test of compatibility. I want to be comfortable in my own space. If I can't fart in a hotel room I'm paying for, then what is life worth living for anyway? Story 31. One word. Manpon. Look it up in Urban Dictionary. A manpon is usually used for taking care of swamp ass, but if it's placed right between the cheeks, not in your ass, it also does great for muffling farts. I worry about farting in my sleep, so when I have a bad case of gas when I go to bed, I'll pop one in between the cheeks and I can sleep peacefully knowing that she'll never hear a thing. Smell, on the other hand, well, I can't help you there. Story 32. I fart in front of them or on them to assert dominance. If they do not laugh over a little fart, then they are not really worth it. You have to have a little bit of humor. Story 33. Stay in a nice enough hotel that has bathrooms in the lobby. Say you like to get some fresh air first thing and we'll be back in a bit. I do this so I'm not blowing up the room bathroom. Come back with coffees, even better. Story 34. Get the ice bucket, say you're heading to the ice machine so you can have a cold cup of water. or head to the vending machine to see what snacks they have and let one out over there. Or if you drove, say you can't find something and are going to check the car. Story 35. Got to go grab something from my car really quick, or I want to go check the breakfast or cocktails available downstairs really quick. Easier to do that than when you have to use the bathroom at a girl's place and say you're going to grab something to drink from the gas station or grocery store nearby. Story 36. Lick the stamp and send it. If she cannot handle that you are human, then she is probably not the one. That's such a stupid thing to care about. Also, who comes here to ask how to fart in front of someone in the moment? Have you no decision-making skills? Have you no courage? Shall we go to Oz? But if you want my answer as to how I can fart in front of a lady and be at peace, I'm always at peace, and that's now her problem. Story 37. Last time I had to do this, I just went to the washroom, turned the tap on to cover up the sound. When they asked why I turned the tap on, I said it's because I feel weird letting people hear me go pee. It seems impolite. Story 38. Or say you're going to the front desk, but then go to the bathroom in the lobby. If you think gas is bad, wait until you have to use the bathroom in your own hotel room. Thank goodness for the restroom in the lobby. Story 39. Why not just step out, fart, walk back to the door, and go inside? If she asks, where did you go? Just say, to fart. You laugh. Could be a wholesome moment. Story 40. Aren't that what the balcony is for? Go outside and fart, claiming you wanted some fresh air, although she may follow you out afterwards and walk right into your fart. Story 41. A flush toilet or a running shower or faucet should be enough to cover the sound. Also, just fart. Someone who has a problem with someone farting in a private space is being unreasonable. Story 42. Pathetic crushed jeans, overconfident spoon, outgoing, wise, worthless, silky fuel. Story 43. 2 options. 1. First, assuming you haven't been privy to each other's bedtime routines yet, tell her you need a quick shower before bed, then pass gas in the shower. 2. Take the relationship to the next level, and I don't mean just passing gas in front of her. You have to take things to such an absurd level there's nothing else to do but laugh at the situation. This means you have to give the Dutch oven. You crawl under those covers and you let that Louis Armstrong solo fly, then pull that fluffy hotel room duvet up over her head, encasing her in the dark, unpleasant stench. You hold it there and don't let her escape. If you're feeling particularly daring, start tickling her, forcing her to take deep breaths. If you're feeling reckless, make comments about what you had for breakfast and lunch throughout the ordeal. I don't recommend option 2. I'm single for a reason. Story 44. I just let her go, bud. If you want something serious with her and she feels the same, it's not going to be a deal breaker. If you're looking for just a hookup, then just make sure you let out the fart after you get what you came for. Story 45. Oh man, this takes me back. I have an ex where we did long distance for several months before I made the trip, a 12-hour drive, to spend a week together. I did that 12-hour drive immediately after working 8 hours on a midnight shift. I made one stop for gas and food, the food being Burger King. I was exhausted when I got to the hotel, but the plan was she was going to come to the hotel shortly after I got there, and we would spend the night together. Well, we ended up getting a bit frisky, but that's when it all hit me. Sitting still for 12 hours and eating some Burger King in the middle didn't do my bowels any favors. Midway through, I felt a bomb drop in my stomach, and I swear I literally flew for 2 seconds from the bed to the bathroom. I spent about 40 minutes on the toilet with the loudest, most aggressive diarrhea you couldn't even comprehend. I was positive she heard it all, which she later confirmed. But she was awesome and understood. After a second shower and opening a window to air that place out, we just snuggled and went to bed and spent a lovely week together. Story 46. Female here, sticking my nose out. I usually only share this with the ladies, but since you asked, and fully acknowledging you're asking other men, but whatever, if you're in the bathroom, take some toilet paper and cover your bottom with it, applying slight pressure as you pass gas. It's silent, and the toilet paper will soak up a majority of the fragrance. If you're standing, bend over slightly for better access. Going back to lurking now, see you. Story 47. Go to the bathroom. However, if she is lying on you, the best I did was tell the person that I have to fart respectfully and go somewhere and do it. Usually, from that point, it just becomes normal. Obviously, we are human, and they are not going to call you gross or anything. I've had people I was dating accidentally fart right around me, and I told them I know they farted and it's all right, and we just laugh about it. Just have confidence. Story 48. Bro, I just stayed at my girlfriend's apartment for a week in a country where you can't flush toilet paper. So you stack it up in the trash can. I had to get my own separate trash can because I go about 6 times a day. I told her I have stomach issues and she didn't care, but I still don't fart around her. Story 49. Late to the party, but remember this. Many hotels now have free coffee in the lobby. Offer to go down to check, use the lobby restroom, release any gas to your heart's content, and if they have coffee, come back with 2 cups. Story 50. Just go to the lobby. Tell her if you want to, but either way, she'll know why you're going and might even appreciate the thoughtfulness you had to not expose her to your gases and sounds. Story 51. What's wrong with farting in the bathroom? If she is not under 18 years old, she should be mature enough to normalize it and not laugh too much in your face. If she can't, you might seriously consider moving on because immaturity is no joke. Say excuse me as much as a gentleman as you can, and do your thing. Own it like a badge of honor. Men should not be ashamed of farting, just like women should not be ashamed of farting too, I suppose. Story 52. Go to the vending machine or use the bathroom in the lobby. My family has had to smell my farts plenty, but I try to use the lobby bathroom for pooping when we are in a hotel room. Story 53. When my boyfriend and I started dating and staying in hotels, he would go out to get us tea. I would fart while he was gone, and he would fart while he was out, either in the bathroom of the cafe or amongst the noise of the street. Story 54. Bring a straw with you. When you need to pass gas, go to the bathroom and place it gently to allow the gas to quietly travel out.